Today, I want to talk a little bit about those really strong emotions that sometimes take you over. So the things like anger, sadness, anxiety, jealousy, these really strong emotions that come up and they take over your thinking mind, and you're no longer in control of your reactions. And that's really not a good thing, because sometimes what happens then is out of your control and bad things happen. You might say something that you would never normally have said to somebody. You might break down in a situation where it's really going to not look great for you socially or professionally. So I want to give you 3 techniques that you can use when you feel that this is starting to happen. Now, the trouble is, this overtaking of your system happens very, very quickly. And it's not always easy to have the presence of mind to know that it's happening and to step in with these 3 techniques. So it's good to think ahead of what are the triggers that tend to tip you over. So a couple of examples might be, if somebody criticizes you, you might know that your reaction is often to fight back, to get angry, and to criticize back to the person who's said something that you feel is mean to you. So if you know that that's a situation that sets you off, then you can think in advance, right, somebody's criticized me, hold on a minute, I'm going to use my techniques. Or anxiety before a big event. So maybe you have to stand up in front of your class or a group of people, or somehow put yourself in a social situation where you feel like you're on show, and you might have a huge amount of anxiety there. And that anxiety can actually be so overwhelming that you can't speak and you're shaking. And I know I used to do this all the time, you know, I used to get really red. So you know that this event is coming up, or you're thinking ahead about when somebody criticizes me and like, whoa, they've criticized me. So now I'm going to step into my 3 things that I'm going to do really quickly. Nobody will see me doing it. And it was really going to help me to get back in control of myself. So the first thing to do is to take a deep breath. Now, I know it sounds so obvious, but actually what it's doing is teaching your system that I'm not in fight or flight mode. I'm actually in a relaxed mode. It's tricking your system into thinking that things are okay. So that's the first thing to do. Take a deep breath. And while you're breathing out, look around you and in your mind, label 5 things that you can see. And it can be really, really quick. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to go window, rug, cushion, sofa, door. That's my 5 things. I can see them now. I mean, could have looked around, but I can see them in my peripheral vision. So yeah, just do that really quickly, surreptitiously. And then once you reach the bottom of your breath, you go, I'm okay. I can handle this. Now, imagine somebody said something mean to you. I mean, out of the ordinary, not a boss sort of giving you constructive criticism, but somebody's been quite mean to you. And you might be the sort of person who's going to hit them, which is really bad, or shout back and criticize them back. So instead of doing that, you say, somebody's criticized me, this is going to trigger me. Cushion, cat, rug, floor, ceiling. I'm okay, I can handle this. Don't speak it out loud. Do it in your own mind. Now you've got yourself back in control of the situation. You see, you've got a choice now. You've got a little decision point. You've got just a second or 2 to decide what now is the most appropriate thing to do. What's the thing that is going to resolve this situation to my advantage? So lashing back at somebody is going to lead to, escalating the anger and you know, you might have quite negative consequences from that. You'll certainly make an enemy of that person if they weren't already. Other people watching will look at you and think, you're not really in control of yourself. So it's really, really important to step in there and go, okay, I've got a choice here. I can speak in anger. I can carry on the way I was going to do it anyway. I can say something that is going to be helpful to get me out of this situation. It's like, okay, I can see you're angry. We're going to come back to this at a later point and walk away. You just counter it with, that was not a very constructive thing to say. I don't feel good about that. Or just walk away. You've got choices. That's the point. You've given yourself a minute to think what is the right thing to do here. And that makes all the difference. You know, if you think about your whole life and all of these situations where you get swamped by emotions and you've acted and you've regretted later what has come to pass. And now it's like growing up, you know, you've given yourself a new skill, a new life skill that is going to get you out of difficult situations, help you to stay in control, help you manage life more easily, and things will go much more smoothly for you as a result. It's not perfect. It's not going to happen every time, but you have that. You keep practicing it. You keep it with you. Keep it top of mind should you need it. So the 3 things are, take a deep breath, count 5 things you can see: mirror, wall, cushion, rug, weights, and I'm okay. I can handle this. Hope that's useful. And I'm going to see you in a couple of weeks with some more top tips. Okay, take care. Bye.